just had my biggest, 31 pound on the nose. Just had a recast this morning, readjusted, lost a couple of fish in the night, so sort of fresh rigs, sort of fresh hooks. It's definitely paid off because I had a fish straight away. Yeah, one of the better ones of my session so far. Fishing in decoy is one of the sort of more popular swims. There's a lot of fish showing to my right, and they're definitely showing over my bait. So yeah, walk around. Obviously, I don't like to go into too much of an idea of a swim because it's all down to the draw. It is a gamble. So I didn't have any preconceived ideas. Obviously, this was my first choice, and luckily enough, I come out first in the draw. So first time here, #1 in the draw. So a bit of luck on my side, and yeah, so I got the swim I really wanted, really mainly.
Had a PB, standing over my rods, and the middle one reared off. I come out 6th in the draw. To be honest, I hadn't set my heart on anything. You know, I'm here for a holiday with a bit of fishing in the middle. I was quite happy to slot in anywhere. During the walk rounds, I had eyed this one up. I heard it blank the week before, but I saw fish show in it, and I was quite fortunate when it come up and it hadn't been taken. I thought, oh, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. I was quite happy. That was, you know, whilst here I made a few choices, and I'd say that was probably 3rd choice, so I'm really happy with that. We give the carp too much credit in this lake. You know, they're still fairly new to the water. A lot of them haven't seen the bank yet, so I thought nice and simple, and you know, don't complicate things. So I went just a small KD rig, and I used the crank, size 4 crank, and yeah, it hasn't let me down in the last 2 bites, so I'm really chuffed. To be honest, my hope was a 30, but obviously I am greedy, so I do want a 40. I think it'd be a funny story back at home, you know, being, you know, well, a far less regular angler than 99% of people at work. You know, it would be quite funny, I think, to catch a 40. I think that would put a few smiles on faces. So that's my aim. I don't want to let the guys down, and you know, if I don't, then I'm still happy to be here. You know, I can enjoy the sun a bit more today without worrying about a bite. But yeah, the aim for the rest of the week, especially with the weather sort of dialing down a little bit later, is catch a big fat 40.
I'm just putting a couple more spoms out over the spots. I've just had a fish. Seems to be once they're there and they're feeding, I can sort of like put another sort of half a dozen spoms out, entice another bite. So I'm trying to get that, see if I can get another bite while they're there in the area, really, while they're feeding. Spomming out, activate boilies. I've got a sort of few tiger nuts thrown in there. I've glazed it all with hemp oil as well, just give it a bit more attraction. Gives me a bit of indication if fish are feeding as well in the ripples. A little slick slut coming up, I've seen that a few times this week. So it kind of gives you a bit of an indication there on the bait feeding. And if I don't get it taken, obviously, I'll sort of give it a rechuck.
Andy, what's happened all this time? And
I know, a long time. It's all kicked off. Just about to get the net and pick up a little crayfish. The right hand rod's roared off, and got that in the net. It's quite a dogged fight down the side here, and then it came up the tree line. Managed to get that in, and Reese popped round to have a quick look, and then the middle bobbin was starting to move. The net just went off and just landed a nice common. So I got one of each. Pressure's off now. In between everyone catching, so yeah, it's good, but it's nice to see the lads catching as well. So.
how's the weather affected things?
Yeah, I think it's it's got a bit cooler. There's a bit more oxygen gone in the water. I think fish are moving about quite a lot more now. Been getting a lot more liners through the night, but obviously didn't get the pickup until just recently. So definitely not on the move a bit more. So. Put a bit more bait out last night, so I'm hopeful that it's going to continue now.
Oh, it's fantastic, mate. Put up a real strong fight. Screamer off the middle rod. I've got a nice spot that I've worked out. 22 wraps out to the centre with Danny's help yesterday. Put loads of bait in, really more than I've normally ever done. 5 kilos went in this morning, another 3 went in last night before I got in. I've been stuck on 39.15 for about 6 years now. I've just had one from France and one from Germany and just couldn't get off that number. So to get a £40 common is fantastic. On the walk round, we were obviously being taken round by the bailiffs. There's a couple of good, more popular swims that do produce a lot more fish. But as we were walking round, I don't know, you can't describe it, it's that feeling, isn't it? I stood in the back of the swim, it was fish topping, it just felt so right with the margins down the side, patch of open water. I could do 2 or 3 different sorts of tactics if I wanted to, bait finely down the edge, which have produced a few fish. Oh, it's been fantastic, it really has. It's the first time I've been away with the guys. Gotten to know a lot more. Obviously I've seen them in the office and in the factories, but got to know everybody, had a right good giggle and a laugh, sending messages around on WhatsApp and stuff like that, and just generally having a good laugh. And if we wanted to have a little drink, we could have a little drink and a bit of a social, and it's just been really, really good.